What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. I know the price action is still crazy boring, but I want to talk about what I'm seeing right now in the charts because we know that volatility is imminent. Yesterday, we were falling below the super guppy band. We got bought right back up out of that. So should we take that as bullish as it could be? Because we're seeing that stocks, for example, the S&P, it's almost back at its all-time high, whereas Bitcoin is still down over 50% from its all-time high. So what is going on? Well, you're going to want to stick around right now because we have some absolute amazing on-chain data that has never let us down, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on because on top of that, it's lining up perfectly with some very interesting Bitcoin ETF news that we absolutely have to talk about. And also, I just want to give a little bit of caution, a little bit of warning to everybody out there, trading on all these different exchanges. The SEC's been going after a lot of, obviously crypto influencers. Now they're going to go after the influencers, I guess. But Uniswap just delisted HEX. So it really makes you ask that question, how decentralized is it truly? But we're going to talk about all that today, guys. We have lots of awesome stuff to talk about. Very short video today. Stick around to the end. If you're not subscribed, definitely get subscribed. Let's hop in. Let's do this super quick. So, guys, right here, this is what I'm talking about. You could see that we were starting to fall right here. Remember I said sometimes if we fall out of this, okay, it can get pretty scary. We can have these big dips, but I also said that these are good opportunities for accumulation or for, potentially putting in a long. And, obviously that wick that came all the way down here, if you were able to get into that long from bottom to top, that was a 4% move, still up about 2% at the time of making this video. But really, we want to maintain above that sort of $29,000, right? $29,044 right there is ultimately what you want to do. But as you can see right here, what did happen this morning was we actually came down in this falling wedge. We bounced exactly where I thought we would. We came back up into the blue zone. But you can see right here, we're actually retesting the downward sloping trend, and we're attempting to maintain above this pivot at around 29,300. And you can see right here, that's because of that, there's where that significance is of where we've had that resistance attempting to flip into support. We have maintained this uptrend so far. Now we actually have 3 points of contact, right here, 1, right here, 2, right here, 3. So you can actually say that that is definitely a trend because when you have 3 points of contact, that is 100% a trend. There's no way around that at all. And another thing I wanted to point out was I wanted to mention what's been going on right here with these exponential moving averages. Now, oftentimes we usually don't use the exponentials, we use the simple, but I wanted to show you this because it's very interesting how this is lining up. You can see that when we have the yellow moving above the blue, right here it almost touched, that tends to be the signal of the beginning of sort of a bull move. And I'll just mark them out right here. You can see right here, that was the first time that they actually crossed. Now right here, we're crossing down. Of course, this is like, a lagging indicator, but we'd still continue down a lot after that. And the question is, are we looking to potentially have a cross again soon? Because it does look like we're trying to move back to the upside, right? Of course, I did mention that there was that potential, that we could come down here, retest this parallel trend before the breakout. Again, that puts us at a target up at around 37,000, not to mention the fact that if I go over to, let me go over to the CME futures right here, you can see that we do have that gap up around $35,180, right? So again, Bollinger Bands, very, very tight, waiting for that move. Again, guys, make sure you get subscribed to the channel if you haven't. I know you might be bored out of your mind right now, but trust me, these times do not last forever. If you do want to learn how to trade, make sure that you guys check out the tutorial popping up right here. Right now, there's over $56,000 in bonuses if you guys want to take advantage of that. Lots of them are exclusive to just the Crypto Zombie channel, so check that out below. But here is the absolute kicker. So I wanted to talk about the Bitcoin long-term holder supply, and you can see right now we are at the highest actual percentage we've ever had at pretty much over 70%. And you could see that as we begin to sort of get up to these levels, it's showing us that there is more confidence in Bitcoin long term. Now here is really what is showing me something. So you could see back here, okay, if we look at this bear market that we had right here where we had this Adam and Eve pattern, you could see that we had the Bitcoin taker buy sell ratio absolutely skyrocketing. Now look how high this is. Now keep in mind the price was not moving up at this point, but what was it signaling to us? It was signaling to us that we were getting ready for that blast off move, right? And when the ratio gets this high, that means that the buyers are getting very excited and they're looking to load up their bags and hold their bags. And you could see after that accumulation, boom, massive, massive pump, right? If we come over here, I don't know if you can, see right here because I'm kind of in the way, but we're having the same exact thing happening right now. So I'll actually get out of the way for that so you guys can see. Now, if you think this is just one example, we can also take on BitMEX. Same thing. BitMEX had this spike, they're a futures exchange a little bit later, right? A little bit later, same thing leading into it. And again, right here, you can see that we have the same exact thing happening. Not to mention the fact that Trader Tardigrade points out that just, could this be a coincidence? I don't really know. But every single time before Bitcoin has this breakout using the Heiken Ashi candles, you could see that we form this identical, almost ascending wedge pattern, same length, same angle, same direction. And you could see right here, we are in fact forming it again. Now, obviously you could say that, history, won't necessarily play out the same, but I beg to differ because, emotions, human fear and greed, that does not change. So is anybody actually buying? Well, actually, yes. MicroStrategy bought another 467 Bitcoin for 14.4 million. Currently, they own 152,800. They paid about $30,835 on average, but here is something amazing. So we have Andrew AP Abacus saying, update, as expected, the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF filing is picking up steam among agency skeptics. Gensler softening last week. There is a committee that makes these decisions, is a clear pivot marker. Expect an administrative delay, then BlackRock first, all others approved within 2 weeks. So imagine if we could just get all of them approved at the same time. That would be insane. There would just be so many opportunities, so many vehicles for these traditional investors, these, family offices, dinosaurs that are scared to, kind of get into the decentralized world, right? But check this out. So James Seffart says, based on recent events and new information, Eric Balchunas and I officially increased our spot Bitcoin approval ETF odds to 65%. That's from 50% a couple weeks ago and 1% a month ago. So they say the odds of this launching is 65% in our eyes after a flurry of developments. Gensler downplaying his role at the SEC, the commission's tacit approval of Coinbase's Bitcoin exchange, Grayscale's attempt to minimize other filings, and the SEC's loss in front of the same judge in the Grayscale case. Finally, pressure from BlackRock and possibly Democrats could make denying the ETFs politically unattainable for Gensler. So it does look like a lot of things could be looking pretty good for us. And also, just to point this out, the Uber CEO actually said that they wouldn't be against accepting cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or, something of that nature.
Is there any chance of Uber accepting Bitcoin in the future? Are you having conversations about this internally? Could it happen someday?
It definitely could. We're having conversations all the time. I think right now what we see with Bitcoin and some of the other cryptos, that they are quite valuable as a store of value. The exchange mechanism is expensive. It's not great for the environment. As the exchange mechanism becomes less expensive, becomes more environmentally friendly, I think you will see us lean into crypto a little bit more. So we're absolutely watching it. And if you say, is Uber going to accept crypto in the future? Absolutely, at some point. This isn't the right point, but we will.
But it's kind of funny. They say, oh, we're not quite there yet. However, we do have things like the Lightning Network. For example, Coinbase is looking to explore adding Bitcoin Lightning networks for global crypto payments. So Coinbase is looking to adopt, this stuff. And on top of that, they also added LTC and XRP perps as well. And yeah, I forgot to mention, guys, the Litecoin halving is actually happening in about 32 minutes from the time of making this video. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Congratulations to everyone who's been holding with Litecoin and all that. But I did just want to make one little bit of a rant at the end of this video. So Uniswap has disabled HEX trading over legitimacy concerns. Now, regardless of whether you're on the side of Richard Hart, you're against Richard Hart, this is a very polarizing topic. There's people out there who just don't like him as a person. They don't like what he did. So whatever, I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying the fact that Uniswap, which is supposed to be a decentralized exchange, was able to delist HEX, that's a problem. That's very, very concerning. And again, if you're not holding your coins in your own private wallets, even if you're holding it on a MetaMask, let's be honest, MetaMask has shown us in the past that they do have the ability to be able to well, sort of, blacklist, whitelist, whatever. So if you guys want, what I would suggest is checking out Engrave. If you guys are interested in Engrave wallets, they are currently my favorite wallet right now. And they're a little bit expensive, but they are very, very safe. If you guys want, though, they do have right now 10% off. And if you want to use my promo code, CryptoZombie, you also can get 10% off as well. So check that out, guys. That is below in the description. But ultimately, that is it for me. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I love you guys. You're awesome. Be safe out there. I know it's boring, but trust me, now is not the time to be falling asleep. Now is the time to be paying attention. We have so many things. We have these ETFs coming out. We have the Fed eventually looking to pause and, pull those rates back. There is a little bit of fear as to how high the stock market is right now. If the stocks start tanking, is that going to suck Bitcoin down with it? Possibly, but I do think that there are more pros than cons and more positives, more tailwinds right now for Bitcoin than there is, headwinds. So that being said, guys, it could be a little tough still in the altcoin space due to the SEC and the uncertainty, but I think Bitcoin has proven its path. It's proven its, staying power, and it's only a matter of time until we have this ultimate perfect storm, right? Bitcoin halving coming up. We also have Fed potentially, lowering the rates, changing their stance, quantitative easing again, and then all of these ETFs. And then, of course, the fact that we're seeing on-chain people accumulating, highest level percentage of holders of all time, MicroStrategy, whales. You just got to read between the lines. Ignore the FUD. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. Hope you're having a wonderful and beautiful day. If you do want to learn how to trade, make sure that you watch this tutorial popping up right here, right now. Until next time, guys, stay crypto, enjoy your day, and of course, peace out.